Hey man, welcome back to the No Hedging Podcast. We are back. We are back with another episode, man.
Yes,
it's
sir.
your host, Ty the Jet. I got my guy here.
We're 16 to go.
Yes, sir. We are back with another episode of takeaways from Week 11. Week 11 was awesome, man. Week 11 was awesome.
It was something.
It was something.
It was certainly something.
Did pretty decent. Another week in the NFL. That's just what it is.
And there was a lot of changes that occurred after this week. I think this was a week of reckoning and some people getting called out, some people being called to the front of the church, so to speak.
It's an important week because this is around that time. November football is
important.
It's crucial.
It's got playoff implications.
It's playoff pictures, right? So
yeah,
it's time to cut the dead fat, cut some weight. Try to get rid of people who ain't helping the program. You know what I'm saying?
This is the part where you see those guys that's on the right side of the screen that say in the hunt, and they just start trickling on down. Start fading away.
Those percentages start getting very slim.
Yeah, so.
But let's get into the week, man. Let's talk about last week. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos.
I was going to tell them if you didn't.
They know it's coming. They know it's coming. Just hit that
sir.
subscribe button right here. It should be like right below me.
Yeah.
But what you got? Take away from this week.
Man, one of the takeaways starting off the top, man. The Browns.
Doodle Browns.
They came out there with your boy Dorian and
DTR
cooked up. You know, they did enough. They did enough against Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers went and fired their OC middle of the season, first time since 1941 or something. So the offensive coordinator, if they with you, they with you. I admire that. But do you think it was the OC? I mean,
yeah.
You definitely think so?
Yeah, I mean, that offense was trash. They couldn't score points. It's been like that for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Their run game has been crazy, though.
Recently,
the run game
it started off slow in the beginning of the season as well. But, I mean, they get a couple big runs here and there with Jalen Warren. But, you know, when Najee gets the ball, ain't nothing really happening.
That's why I was like, I don't know if that's an indictment on Najee or is that the OC calling plays for Najee.
I think it's a combination of both, really. I mean, but obviously the OC is going to get scapegoated. But right now,
probably because Kenny Pickett too. Though.
Yeah, now that's what I was about to go to. Now we're about to see if Kenny Pickett is legit. You know, see if it's from when I watch Pickett, man. He be missing throws. He be underthrowing players. He be overthrowing receivers, like throwing the ball behind them. You know, I think part of it is Pickett and his development. He ain't really been doing much, but it could be the play calling as well. I think they need to use Kenny Pickett's legs a little bit more offensively to generate some offense. On top of you got Warren and Harris, and then you got Johnson and Pickens. I mean, you got guys on the offensive side of the ball, so you just got to be able to use them.
But let me ask you this though: with the firing happening now, you know, we're in week 11, just wrapped up, going into week 12. Mm-hmm. Is it enough time with the new OC for them to make a move for a spot? I mean, with the Bengals losing Joe Burrow, that's another takeaway. But with the Bengals losing Joe Burrow for the season, it, you know, essentially on the outside looking in, it makes them guys look eliminated from playoff contention without Joe Burrow. And, you know, maybe it gives the Steelers a shot to sneak in another wild card spot, but it's looking like the Ravens about to win the division and the Browns about to take a wild card spot if they can keep it up.
If they can keep it up. We'll see what DTR is about. I mean, to answer your question, I do think they can turn it around and win some games. The Raiders did this a couple years ago with Derek Carr when Bisaccia came in to be the head coach. Obviously, the head coach, OC, different thing, but similar thing, right? You fire somebody who the players aren't happy with. Right. You see what happened with the Raiders again this season. Yeah. They got rid of Daniels. Antonio Pierce is the head coach now, and they won 2 straight games off of that.
Right.
So it's a different energy. You know, it's a different voice. So I think, you know, offensively, they'll start to pick it up and change some things. I mean, granted, their defense is still good. So I don't think Cleveland really offensively did anything to wow anybody. I think Cleveland really won that game off of their defense. You know
that's
what I mean?
how they've been playing. That's what I've been saying. The defense is different.
Yeah, but they play somebody with they play the Ravens or they play somebody with good offense. They ain't really gonna stop them, man.
But they still beat the Ravens, though.
They ain't gonna stop them, man. They beat them with Deshaun Watson, man.
They find ways to win.
That
games.
was with Deshaun. I'm talking
So
about
that
with
was my takeaway
with
from
this
the
DTR
Browns.
guy.
That was my takeaway from the Browns. These guys find ways to win games.
I'm
in the face of all opposition.
I'm still on the fact that the Browns are going to Brown, and that's it. I'm still on that. I mean, they don't have no quarterback. You can't trust. I don't trust DTR.
I mean, I feel you, but they won.
Yeah, they won. That's all that matters. Well, they need to do a lot more winning.
They've done a lot.
What's their record?
Like 7 and they won like 7 games at this point.
I don't know what their record is. I only got my
I'll get back to you. Just tell me your takeaway.
Well, obviously, we know that the best team in the league is the Philadelphia Eagles. They knocked off the Chiefs. The Chiefs got some issues on offense, which is not a blind man can see that.
It's the same issue.
A blind man can see that. I think. Well, on top of the fact that they don't have a receiver, which is the reason, right?
You have a great quarterback. You have a couple guys who can make some plays here and there. Mm-hmm. Kadarius Toney is stepping up. He's showing some pizzazz, bringing some spark. He got his grill in. He out there shining. He doing some special teams plays and whatnot, but he don't really get the ball as a wide receiver too much. They running him as a running back, second back. Sky Moore, he making an appearance here and there. Rashee Rice is your number one receiver, but I mean, he, like I've been saying, he needs time to develop.
Yeah.
Which means that if we cover Kelsey, and make those other guys beat us, we got a good ass shot.
Yeah.
Against a very good team, such as the Eagles.
The drop pass by MVS is vindictive of the Chiefs' problems right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's why you need a receiver.
That is
right there.
That is exactly it. You know what I'm saying? So
that defense has been phenomenal.
Though. Yeah. They're great defense, playing well, playing lights out.
Jalen barely had time to drop back.
But this is the third game in a row that the Chiefs, they start off good in the first half, start off hot in the first half, and they haven't scored any points in the second half. So they need to figure out a way to start scoring points in the second half. And I think it comes down to, I mean, this week they had 2 red zone turnovers, right? Patrick Mahomes threw a pick in the end zone to Kevin Byard, and then Travis Kelce, he fumbled inside the red zone as well. So, I mean, you just pretty much took 14 points off the board that you possibly could have had, but you turned the ball over in the red zone. You can't have that. Not against the Philadelphia Eagles team.
Right.
You give them more opportunities. Picks. You know what I'm saying? You give them more opportunities to score points. So you could have really put them away, but those opportunities
could have
brought the Eagles back in the game. So, the Eagles are definitely the best team in NFL right now. The record says
over the 49ers?
The record says it, man. The record says it. I mean, if you got the best, you only lost 1 game.
I'm not arguing too tough. Yeah. I still think the 49ers, now that they got Chase Young and that defense is, a lot more amped up and they're healthy, I still have to put them in that conversation as far as the best team. But I get what you're saying record-wise. I mean, and as far as play and finding a way to win games.
Yeah, record-wise, finding ways to win. You knocked off you were actually in the Super Bowl last year, so you was one of the 2 best teams last year.
Right.
And now you knocked off the best team because they won the Super Bowl last year. So, I mean, that's going to do nothing but logically put you there until somebody take you down.
Yeah, I feel you.
Until the 49ers take down the Eagles, I can't say the 49ers are better right now.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. And also another takeaway, similar to the way the Philadelphia Eagles closed that game against the Chiefs, it was in similar fashion to the Vikings and the Broncos. Another very tight, close game. Russell Wilson they've been stepping up and letting Russ cook. And he's been making some dynamic plays. So I do have to give Russell Wilson some credit for him. I'm still scared to pick them to win a game. But Russell Wilson does step up and make some dynamic plays, make some shovel passes, extend some plays just long enough Cortland Sutton gets open and boom, catch, first down or touchdown. I mean, it's plays like that are doing enough on offense, and that defense has still been continuing to hold it down. The Vikings defense was dialing it the fuck up against them, but it still wasn't enough because he was extending those plays. So, I mean, Josh Dobbs was doing Dobbs things out there, extending some plays, making the Dobbs magic happen. But it still wasn't enough just based off of what the defense has been able to put together for the Broncos and what Russell has been able to do kind of in a Joshua Dobbs-like fashion, extend some plays.
Yeah, so with the Broncos, their defense obviously has been the key component of them winning these last
and
few
Cortland
games.
Sutton, too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cortland Sutton, obviously. I mean, you throw the ball to him, he'll catch it. He catch tough passes, catch throws. Things like that, but their defense has been getting them and putting them in position to win these games. If you win the turnover battle last week against the Vikings, 3 turnovers to 0,
right?
You're gonna get extra. That's 3 extra possessions that you have to score points.
But
what slows the Broncos down? The Broncos' problem is you can't keep kicking field goals. You got to score points in the red zone, and I think that's not sustainable for the long term. If their defense starts to taper off and slack down, now those possessions, that turnover battle is equal, right? They don't get as many turnovers like they've been getting, right? You got 3 turnovers one game, 4 turnovers the other game, 5 turnovers the game before that, right? So in the span of 3 games, you got 12 turnovers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're not converting those into touchdowns and you just kicking field goals, then that's not going to help you. So I think that's going to be their problem.
Threes all day unless we're going to watch Steph Curry play.
Yeah, that's going to be their problem. I don't think that's sustainable. Yeah, the defense is playing lights out. They're playing great.
They are.
That's not sustainable either.
But I do want to give the offense some credit. Javonte been doing his thing or been doing enough. He's been adding to the offense. Russell Wilson been adding to the offense by stretching plays. Cortland Sutton been making beautiful catches, timely possessions. So I've been seeing more signs of life out of the offense in addition to the defense, which is why I'm giving them some credit right now in takeaways.
Nah.
He said, "Nah."
I'm not happy with that offense right now.
I'm not gonna say I'm happy with it, but
that last game, I mean, like I said, that defense don't get no turnovers. They losing that game.
Speaking of unhappy with the offense, what the fuck was that against the Giants versus the Commanders?
Hey, we sweeped them. We got their number. That Giants defense.
You didn't even see that one coming.
I didn't see it coming. I don't know how I didn't see it coming. I should have seen it coming. Because we pretty much own Washington, man. We beat them in their stadium all the time. Most of the time we split, but it's always a fight. It's always a battle. I think
the Giants' defense stepped up probably right around that Miami Dolphins game. They didn't beat the Dolphins, but I think they stepped up and showed some signs of life and started getting some really good takeaways on defense. No pun intended. Mm-hmm. But I think that's when their defense saw a switch. And that's been helping them, even though they've been, shallow at the quarterback position.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy DeVito, he was cooking up, man.
He threw
up three tutties, no picks, no turnovers. I mean, he got sacked like 9 times.
He got tired of coming up short.
But he got sacked 9 times, but he ended up, I mean, it was a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley, man. That's just what it is. You throw the rock to Saquon, you get Saquon the rock. You put your team in position to win. No Saquon, no dub. That's just what it is. I don't care
Saquon.
I don't care who's at quarterback.
Gave me 28 fantasy points.
Yeah, whoever's at quarterback, if Saquon Barkley's in the game, you're gonna win. If Saquon Barkley's not in the game, you don't get a chance to win at all. So, great effort, great game by the Giants defense and special teams and offense. They played a really good game overall. I'm excited, glad that they won, but. It's not going to be easy road. What, we 3-8? I mean, we ain't played nobody.
Yeah, y'all not making the playoffs. But that was cute what y'all did in that division game. Another game I was kind of surprised about was Seattle versus the Rams. They got Stafford back.
Yeah, got Stafford back, yeah. I wasn't too confident in that game on Seattle anyways.
Cup got hurt. Mm-hmm. That hurts.
He been banged up all year.
He started off the season banged up, then he just got banged up again. So I don't know how long he's going to be out, but they still managed to win that game. Geno got rocked on one play and
Geno
threw the ball.
Sucks.
The ball went up like Bobby Smurder's hat. Okay, Geno got hit by somebody. I can't remember who hit him, But I seen it live, and I was like, ooh. And then the ball went up like Bobby Shmurda had.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was never coming down. But they lost by 1 point, and I think a lot of that was when Geno was out. You know, the Rams capitalized and ended up closing that game out with defense.
Same issue that I have with the Broncos, I'm starting to have with Seattle. They're kicking too many field goals. They're not scoring points. Their kicker kicked, 5 field goals or something like that? 4 field goals?
And DK Metcalf had probably his best game.
You know, so
this game too.
Like, if you're not able to get points, touchdowns, you're not going to win games. You can't win games by consistently kicking field goals. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, defensively, that game was it was an ugly game. I didn't like watching that. But nevertheless, the Rams end up winning. They own Seattle. You know, Pete Carroll can't seem to beat Sean McVay.
Hey, man. Yeah, it was a wild one. I mean, I was expecting more out of the Rams this season in total, but I think their injuries and all these different things have, made them kind of inconsistent this season. But that was a very good win for them against Seattle.
And what I tell you about Buffalo?
Hey, Buffalo showed up. Buffalo showed up. Josh Allen still threw a pick.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen.
But
they ran the football.
The time that he threw a pick was not a bad time. It was right before halftime, and they would have had to run it back in order for it to mean something. So, if there's ever a time to gunsling and throw it and not throw the shit out of bounds, that was your time, and I'm okay with that pick. But they just dominated them really on both sides of the ball. The Jets couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, the Jets have an offensive problem, man. They don't give Breece Hall enough opportunities to run the football. They don't give him enough carries. They don't give him enough touches. And that's been really the reason why they haven't been able to score points. And here we go, another game, 4 weeks, 5, 6 weeks in a row where they can't score touchdowns.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of
they
people
didn't even get field goals like that.
Yeah, they got 2 this week.
They barely.
They it's a lot of blame around Zach Wilson and things like that. I don't particularly blame Zach Wilson. I just feel like they're putting him in positions where they are forcing him to do things that
he's not really in a position to be successful.
Exactly. Like, when you have a quarterback like him who's still young, who's made a lot of mistakes, who doesn't really have that much confidence anymore, you know what I mean? You have to lean and rely on the run game. You need to be a run-first team, you know what I'm saying, and play action off of that.
And they have a run-first quality back.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
And you got a quality number 1 receiver on the outside as well.
I guess they say it's a passing league, so they're going to try to pass it. But, I mean,
I don't believe they haven't been putting him in the best position to win. I really blame the Jets organization. I don't blame Zach Wilson at all. The defense is obviously, you can't keep putting that defense out on the field like that and not scoring any points on the offensive side, man. That's not sustainable.
Son, it's not a good look. It's bad.
Not
it's
at all.
Bad.
And your goddamn Chargers.
Last takeaway. That was going to be my last one, but since you just said it.
Your damn Chargers. Brandon Staley, it's been time, bro. Time's up.
Staley got up there and got mad at
he was pissed. Don't ask me that again.
Don't ask me about no damn defense.
I'm
the defensive coordinator.
I'm calling it. Don't ask me.
We lost as a team. Don't blame the defense. Well, I mean, you can say that, but they keep getting scored on. The offense is putting up points on the board in most games.
There's no way in hell the Chargers should have lost to the Packers. The Chargers should not have lost to the Packers, man.
But Staley, are we blaming Herbert for this? What are you saying? If it's not the defense, they're giving up points to guys who haven't been scoring all fucking season.
How did Romeo Doubs score on the offense, or did he score on the defense?
Exactly. Romeo Doubs had 1 touchdown last week, his first touchdown of the season, if I'm recalling correctly, and he scored again on you. Christian Watson also hadn't really been doing much of shit. Let's be honest. He scored on them. I'm like, okay, if it's not the defense, then who? This is my team, okay? This is one of my 2 teams that I love. This is one of my teams. And on fantasy, I will put anybody from a team playing against my team in that week because
Yeah.
I know they about to score on that defense.
Yeah.
It don't take rocket science. They're bad on defense.
They're the worst defense in the
It's
league.
just
Gotta
bad,
be, man.
bro.
It's terrible.
It's
They
bad.
give up too many
you
points.
have great pass rushers, but that secondary is basura. Okay, and I don't know if it's the coordinator. I mean, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with what Staley's calling because he makes some questionable
talented,
decisions.
man.
But they got too much talent to be that bad.
Yeah.
Like that don't make
He
sense.
should have been gone like 2 yesterdays ago. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give a shout out to the Lions, man. Big time win for the Lions. They got punched in the mouth early.
Yeah, they did. Justin Fields be running on them folks.
Yeah, they
He
got
gives them
punched in the
some
mouth
problems.
early. But a lot of credit to the Lions. They were resilient. They found a way to win. What I said in last week rundown, they should have been handing the ball off to David Montgomery throughout the whole entire game. But instead, they started throwing the football. Jared Goff had some turnovers early. I think he had like 2 or 3 picks in the first half or something crazy like that. But then when they decided to run the football, then that's when the game started to change a little bit in the end.
Right.
So
David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs have been one of my favorite running back combinations to watch when they in. They are definitely an excellent pair. And if you use what you got talent-wise with those two, then you're bound to win plenty of games.
Yeah.
So, shout out to them. That was a good win. I do like the Detroit Lions, man. Do like them. The only other thing we didn't really touch on, well, we kind of spoke on it a little bit with the Bengals being Joe Burrow-less.
Mm-hmm. They're done.
And that you think that effectively just eliminates them from playoff contention, right?
Yeah, I think what really eliminated them was that loss to Houston. They needed to beat Houston that week, and they let Houston come into the jungle, and the Texans got the dub. And I think that was an important win because they started off behind, right? They started off with already 2 losses in division early on in the season.
So does the Bengals being out of it, who does it open up the door for? That's what I was going to ask you about that. Houston?
Yeah, opens the door up for Houston. Yeah, if Houston could keep winning and doing what they're doing, I think Houston they got a good chance to make their way into the playoffs.
CJ Stroud cooking. He gave you another 350, right?
Something like that.
He was up there again.
Something like that. He threw a nice ball to Tank Dell, boy. Oh, my God. Deep ball. Crazy.
Yeah, the boy makes some plays, man. That boy makes some serious plays.
So I'm looking at probably Houston taking that spot. I mean, I wouldn't count Pittsburgh out just yet.
All right. Still going to play down with the ship?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't count Pittsburgh out just yet. I would say Houston and Pittsburgh will probably be able to slide in the playoffs. Houston or Pittsburgh.
Okay. I'm trying to plug in some bets right now. When you said that. Okay, Houston and Pittsburgh, who we looking at? I'm not mad at that. I do like CJ Stroud. He's cooking up, playing tremendous football, throws a lot of beautiful passes. The boy just goes out there and make plays happen.
Yeah.
So I can't argue with that. I do like that one. I must say I probably agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of that wild card spot, who would open up for? But yeah, man. But yeah, man, that's our takeaways from week 11 of this. Wow, NFL season.
We winding down, baby.
We winding down. We're getting closer to those playoffs.
6 more weeks.
Getting close to those fantasy football playoffs. All types of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting things going on with football, but y'all stay tuned because this was takeaways, but you know that you got to stay tuned and hang right in there with us. Come back and see us for the rundown.
Rundown, baby. Yep.
So y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay locked in with us. Keep on showing us love so we can show it right back.
Happy Turkey Day.
Enjoy your holiday festivities. Peace.
We out.